Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So the Biden campaign is going all out. Now it's true that they are trailing in every single major swing state. We're talking Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada. Biden went 2 months without leading a single poll in all of those states. And some of those states, he hasn't led a single poll going all the way back like 6 or 7 months ago, even before that. And we're 7 months away from the presidential election, and the Biden campaign is trying to go flip North Carolina and Texas. Yes, Biden's going to North Carolina. His campaign said this past week that they are attempting to win the state, and also Biden is going to Texas, and he's raising a lot of money specifically for the state of Texas. And he claims that he's going to take out Ted Cruz, and there's people in his campaign that genuinely believe the state is in play. And it's just laughable. It really is. Biden is not even winning the states that are even remotely competitive, yet he's trying to go out there and win states that he did not win in 2020 when he had basically everything going right for him. His approval ratings in the gutter. It's not like Donald Trump has completely fallen off. You have a wide open border. You have an economy in shambles for many Americans. And he thinks he's going to go out there and expand the election map. You know, if he was being smart, he'd be playing a lot of defense right now. But still, it's not exactly working out too well in his favor. You look at North Carolina. You talk about the fact that this is a state where typically you need to do very well with black turnout as a Democrat to win. Democrats in 2008, for example, the last time they won the state at the presidential level, going all the way back to, I believe, 1976, Obama had record-high black turnout, and he barely beat McCain. And while the state arguably has gotten liberal in some metro areas like the Research Triangle since then, you know, it hasn't really been enough. You saw a black turnout even higher in 2020, and Trump won the state by a couple of points. And Trump leads the polls there by 4.4%. And you look at the fact that early polls typically underestimate Trump in North Carolina. In 2020, at this point, Biden was up by 3. And Clinton was up by 2 in 2016 at this point. So you're looking at that, and it's just like, yeah, even, you know, factoring that in, Trump finished 5 points better compared to both of those polling averages, roughly speaking. So this is just absolutely insane. And you look at this, Texas is another state Biden's struggling. He's got problems with Hispanic voters, and his problems with Hispanic voters are even worse because not only is turnout going to be lower among Hispanic Democrats, but also Trump is flipping some of these voters in South Texas and even in the big metro areas as well. And Trump leads the polls by 9 points in Texas, which is what he won the state by in 2016. Even the more left-leaning Marist poll, that is Trump by 11. So this is just absolutely insane to see, and we see that here. And we're going to be touching on this a little bit more in a minute because this is a very important election. But this election is the most crucial election of our lifetimes. I know we always say it, but it's usually very true, which is why it's important that we make sure that we get our news from sources that cut through the bias so we know what's going on. Let's face it, the mainstream media is completely broken. Some even say it's the enemy of the people, which is why I recommend ground news. They will take a topic and then they will compare coverage of the topic across different bias sources. And you can also see which stories and key topics, for example, the 2024 election, that interest you, that the liberal media is hiding. Like this topic here about Biden and his family's corruption. Only 13% of its coverage is coming from left-leaning sources. This tool allows you to understand your perspective a little bit better so you can better educate your friends who are brainwashed by the mainstream media. And you can also compare all headlines of the story too. It's an awesome feature. Using the link down below at groundnews.com/redeagle, you can join Ground News with their special offer and save 40% on unlimited access this month. I highly recommend it. So anyways, it's true. Texas is not a state that Donald Trump is going to go out there and lose. It would take a massive seismic shift, because it was true the state was moving left, but still Biden has left the border wide open. He's not super popular in Texas, and we talk about the midterms. Even though Republicans struggled in many states, in Texas, Greg Abbott, he won by 11 points. And down ballot, some even, more MAGA, America First type of conservatives like Ken Paxton, he won by 10 points. He did very well. Despite there being a big attempt to oust him, he held on. He won by 10%. And you look at the midterms here, Greg Abbott, he won by a lot. Donald Trump very well could see some reversion in the suburbs just because Joe Biden is that unpopular. North Carolina is another example. Ted Budd, very much a pro-Trump conservative. He is from that MAGA wing. He went out there and he defeated Sherry Beasley despite being outspent by 3.2 percentage points. And you look at it, he didn't lose ground in the Charlotte area. I don't expect Trump to. I think Trump will see a little bit of a rebound in the Charlotte exurbs. I think he will run it up in the rural part, and he's going to max out some of these rural counties. And on top of that, the northeastern part of the state is moving right. It's moving right off a cliff. And that is going to help Donald Trump go out there and hold the state. He's probably going to win it by more than he won it by in 2020. And you could make the same case with Texas. Donald Trump in the primary in Texas, he got 78% of the vote with serious opposition, which a lot of these Nikki Haley voters were crossing over from the Democrat side. But then you look at Biden. Biden, on the other hand, he was running up against nobody, and he barely outran Trump in the percentage department. He got like 1 million votes less than Donald Trump, which is absolutely insane. He barely got more votes than his 2020 primary performance when he got like 30-some% of the Democrat vote. And he was running up against basically a bunch of nobodies. And even some of these counties in South Texas, he was only getting 65% in Hidalgo County, which is a very large county, 66% in Webb County, but some of these other counties like Zapata and Starr, he was getting in the 40s against a bunch of no-name people that nobody has ever even heard of before. It's an absolute embarrassing showing. So Biden thinks that he's seriously going to go out there and contend Texas, even North Carolina in the primary. It wasn't all that good for Biden. Down ballot races were the same day. He could only get 600,000 voters to turn out for him, and you still had 13% go uncommitted, which is really never a good sign. Donald Trump, on the other hand, he did very well. If you add Trump's votes and the no preference votes together, he got more votes than Haley and Biden combined, and Haley is going to probably her voters in terms of how they're going to go. Trump probably gets half. Biden's going to get half because half were always with Biden from the get-go. So you look at the big picture here, and it's like there is just no way that Biden's going to win Texas. North Carolina might be more flippable, but still, if you believe you're going to go out there and contend these states, you're delusional, especially when you look at the fact that in Arizona, you are trailing by 5 points. In Georgia, you are trailing by 5 points, and Trump is at 50%. If you're not winning Georgia in this day and age, you are not winning North Carolina. If you are, losing Arizona, you're losing Nevada, you're down in Michigan by 3.5 points. It's like you have no business trying to go out there and play offense. You need to be playing defense. But if Biden's really going to run his campaign like this and spend time and resources in North Carolina, Texas, you talk about Florida, just to try to maybe lower the margin of loss by 1 or 2% in those states, then his cash advantage is going to be meaningless at the end of the day if that's where he's going to be burning his cash. You could say there's down ballot effects, but even then, Ted Cruz is not losing to Colin Allred, who's extremely overrated. Democrats are not going to flip that Senate seat. They're not going to hold the Senate, period, with that map that they have to deal with. It's like, this strategy is just awful. And the fact that they can think that they're going to go out there and contend North Carolina and Texas is just downright laughable. Both of these states are going red. We know this. Donald Trump probably is going to spend less time in them. Is he going to swing by the states? Yeah, North Carolina, you have an important gubernatorial election, some statewide races that are going to be more competitive because down ballot, it is true that North Carolina is more ancestrally Democrat, but still, Donald Trump is in a very good position in both of those states. and the fact that they're going to be wasting time and energy there, it's more funny than anything else. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.